Thanks for joining us as we talk about buying things from garage sales, thrift stores, and flea markets and reselling them on eBay for a profit. I'm John, that's Devin, and we're the Severe Thrifters. Welcome back, everybody. I should have asked you this. What is it?
Ooh, 13.
Is it 13?
13.
The unlucky number 13?
We're finally in the teens.
Did you know, speaking of 13, this is totally not how I was going to start this episode, but if you ever do ball jars, like the blue-colored ball jars, the 13 that's printed on the bottom is the most rare ball jar that you can find. They're worth the most money. They all have a number on the bottom.
How much is money-wise?
Depending on the size, because there's different, like quarts, pints, gallon, or half gallon, whatever it is. You could get anywhere from 30. I've seen them sell for $150 for a number 13.
Holy cow.
And there's a lot of speculation to why the 13s are rare. I was told back in the day that 13 was an unlucky number. So a lot of people, instead of using the number 13 jar, broke them because they didn't want to use them for canning or for selling because it was an unlucky number, so they didn't want to bring that bad luck to their family. So they trashed a lot of the number 13 jars.
That's weird.
Yeah.
But I can see why they did what they did, I guess.
Yeah.
It'd be like if you had a ball jar 666, I'm sure that'd be extremely rare.
Right. And I'm pretty sure, I once read up on it, I won't go too far into this, but I'm pretty sure it goes from 1 to 13. I've never seen a 14.
Oh, okay. So
I was collecting them.
Number?
I think 13 is the last one. I don't think I've ever had a 14, 15, 16, anything like that. Because I was trying to collect one of every one. I just thought, since we was episode 13, I wanted to throw that in there. Interesting, right?
So do they just get them like how you would get milk in a glass? Would they just get ball jars? I mean, how would that... Would they go buy them?
They'd go buy them. Yeah, I think
why would they buy a 13 then?
Well, I think because there was a case. When the mold was used to create the glass jar, they had 13 slots. And that's how each mold was numbered 1 through 13.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so you'd buy a case, and I think there was 13 in a case.
Imagine being able to buy those cases now.
Yeah, right. So, and I'm not 100% on everything, but from what I was told, the 13 was the unlucky number. And it's really raining here right now. So if you guys hear any background noises, it's like really blowing and raining hard. Okay. So, episode 13, congratulations to us. We got... Thank you to all our listeners.
283 downloads.
Wow, 283.
Yep.
We're going to do a shout out to Instagram handle HellJumper31. He's a new listener, and he said he just really appreciates our podcasts and listening to them, so thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to all our listeners, but I just love getting messages saying, hey, found your podcast on a whim. He searched it and found it, so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is cool.
Yeah. I always like that.
I feel popular.
Yeah.
I feel like a celebrity.
So, what I wanted to tell you a little story. I think 2 episodes ago we were talking about auctions.
Yeah.
And whether or not what time and all that good stuff about it, doing your listings with an auction. Well, I did. I had a pair of Ford Motorsport SVO Ford Mustang sneakers.
Yeah.
And I think I've talked about this before. My videos have it.
Yeah.
And paid $20 for them at a thrift store. I went ahead. I could not find any information. Nobody could give me any information. So I went ahead and rolled the dice and did it as a 7-day auction. I ended it yesterday, so that would have been Friday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because I wanted to watch this thing happen, to see if I was going to get anything for these shoes. I was scared, but I did put my first bid in, like, how you can do 99 cents? I think I did it at like $32 or something. So I wanted to make sure I paid for the shoes, and then with fees, I would actually make something on them. So, and they ended up selling last night for $127.50 plus shipping.
Were they bidding still? Should you have made it a 14-day auction?
I don't know, because it seemed like it didn't move. Like, it got to $86, and it didn't move for like 20 hours.
Oh, wow.
So I think there was probably 2 people that wanted them, and they were waited to the very end, the last 10, 15 seconds to bid on it. I really do think if I would have done 14, people would have been wore out on it.
Yeah, that's true.
So, and then with Christmas coming, maybe had something to do with it. I don't know.
Oh,
But it was a
yeah.
successful auction.
Well, that's
I did,
good.
yeah,
I mean, you-
very happy. Paid 20, and then with all the fees and everything, I think I made $91.50 on the shoes.
I mean, you can't.
That's
complain with
profit
that.
on top
Yeah.
of the $20.
Yeah.
So, yeah, cannot complain. So the auctions do work with certain items, like we talked about, rare things that you can't find anything about. Doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah.
And it worked in my favor this time.
That was like, that's a prime example of what we've discussed about the rare items that you don't have any information on,
Right.
that no one is selling on eBay. Put it up on auction.
Because my thought was, if I can't find information, nobody else is going to.
Yeah, I mean, when I
Right?
saw them, I was like, man, $50, $60, you probably get for them.
And I would have been okay with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any profit is okay.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have guessed 120.
But-
I wouldn't have guessed anything above 60. Honestly, I
That-
was like, man, I think they're just like rip-off shoes of some sort.
Yeah, who
just
knows?
Whatever. But
But
I
all
mean,
it takes is 2 people to want them.
apparently they knew
Right?
something about them that
Right.
no one else knew about. So they probably would have paid up even more. Honestly.
Yeah, and it's funny because I haven't talked to our buddy Glenn. The person who bought them is from Oak Lawn, Illinois,
Oh really?
and he's a Ford guy. So I'm wondering if Glenn knows him. You know,
Glenn probably bought them.
Thanks, Glenn. No, it's but no, that was a pretty cool outcome for that
Yeah,
auction.
you had a pretty big day yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was Thursday, Friday. For some reason, I was hearing cha-chings. I don't normally hear a lot of cha-chings on a Thursday. They normally start late Friday night into Saturday. It's kind of a slower Sunday, and then Monday it starts picking up again. But I had a really, really great. It's Saturday right now, right? Saturday morning. I just delivered 11 packages, and now normally I'll do that at the end of a weekend.
Well, he didn't deliver them, guys. He dropped them off at the post office.
Oh yeah, I guess I delivered them to the post office.
Don't think
Yeah.
if you order something from him that he's gonna come give it to you.
It's the John Uber. It's the Juber.
Super.
But yeah, no, I don't come to your house and say, "Hey, I'll be back in 3 days. Got to go to Delaware." Yeah, no. But so I had some odd things go out, which is great. It was things that I kind of off the wall. You know, I had the shoes that went out on auction, but believe it or not, and no disrespect to anybody, because this is something that I just had a thought about, and so I started picking them up as I saw them at thrift stores and garage sales and stuff. African American dolls.
Yeah.
Apparently, from what I can see, there's just not a lot of an abundance of those for sale.
Not older ones.
Right.
They're all like new. I know Barbie's came out with a line, but that was last year or 2 years ago or something like that.
Right.
So I mean, it's brand new still.
So I picked up at an estate sale. I got a Cabbage Patch, this Madame Alexander, and then a Barbie Ken doll that was black with like silver hair. And they were older, but not. I wouldn't call them. The Madame Alexander was vintage, but the Cabbage Patch I think was 2013. It's not super old. It's got a little age to it. And same with the Ken doll. It wasn't like super old, but that night I listed them because I was like, I just got to get these things on because I want to see if it's going to sell. I sold the Cabbage Patch already. I had an offer on the Madame Alexander, and I didn't sell that one yet because I just listed it. And then I just packaged up another, I can't think of it. Was it a something like My Life African American doll or something like that? I just sold another one.
So it's
I
a
had,
big seller right now.
yeah, I had 2, and they were like 18-inch dolls. Like,
Oh, big
yeah,
big dolls.
taller ones. Yeah, like Barbies are 12-inch.
Yeah.
So to kind of give you an idea of what an 18-inch would be.
12 inches is a foot.
Yeah. Thank you. But yeah, I sold them real quick, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just keep buying them. I mean, if it's something that people are looking for.
Yeah. I mean, might as well. If they're selling as fast as they're selling.
Yeah,
might as
so I
well.
thought it was really cool. And I had I think I might have talked about the plumber belt buckle. We talked about it.
We talked about it. I don't
bit.
think you sold it yet.
Yeah, I just sold that. So
Yeah, because you had a Bronco one, right? A Ford one.
same story. Yep.
And then you had the plumber one. It was all in the same little bin.
Yes.
So you sold the plumber one
So
finally.
I sold the plumber one finally.
What did
So,
you make on that one?
I think $9 after everything. So I'm okay
Better
with
than
that.
nothing, because
Yeah,
you paid,
'cause-
what, 7 for the bin or 5 for the bin or
Yeah,
something like that?
yeah. I paid 5 for that whole. I'm way into profit, so that's
Well, that's a good thing.
huge profit on that.
Yeah.
And then let's see. I packaged everything up in like a hurry. Oh, at the flea market, I bought a Land Rover ball cap.
Yeah, I remember that. That was in
Yeah.
a video.
Yep,
The video I edited.
it is. Yeah,
I remember that one.
I sold that, so that was a
Okay.
good sale. I think it's going to Miami Beach, which is fitting for a Land Rover head,
That
I
doesn't-
guess.
yeah, that doesn't
I don't know what
surprise
that.
me.
Yeah, right. Why not?
That seems like the place it would go to.
And then I sold. I mean, I'm going through everything, and I just packaged everything up. You would think I would have it. Like,
Yeah, you'd think you would know what you
I
sold.
know my shoes went. I had the hat. There was something that went. Oh, I just. When our fish aquarium, we ran out of filters once.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we went to Petco, got a box. They were the wrong size. So Megan ordered some on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
They came in. They were the exact same size as the ones we got from Petco, but a bigger box. So we had all these filters that do not fit that, or filter cartridges that don't fit that filter. And so obviously you have the aquarium now.
Yes.
And so I was like, I'm just going to sell them on eBay. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody needs, whoever has fish needs cartridges, right?
Yeah.
So I listed them last night, and I had a box that was a 12-pack, but only had 9 in it. And then there was a 6-pack, but only had 4 in it. I was using them. I was kind of makeshift using them until the correct ones came in.
Yeah.
So I listed them, and I tell you what, it wasn't 10 minutes after I listed that. It was a 6-pack box, but only had 4 in it. Sold. Bing! Right away. Cha-ching. Sold them right away, but I didn't sell. After I listed the 12-pack, where there's 9 in it, first, listed it, and then I went and grabbed the other box. I'm like, why didn't I just bundle it?
Yeah.
Right? It would have made way more
It's
sense.
the same size, too.
Exactly.
You
But
could have made a 12-pack.
yeah, no, exactly. I could have just put them all together, but I wasn't thinking straight. And that happens. See, you live and learn. Yeah.
I don't know.
I could have made that 12-pack a 13-pack,
After
right?
you said that, I was like, oh, yeah, you could have just done that.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm an idiot. But I sold that little 4-pack right away. So
Interesting.
I'd like to say we're in the profit on that, but we kind of bought them retail, so I don't
Probably not.
can't really count that. But at least I got money back.
You got
for
some
it.
money back for it.
But needless to say, I say that a lot.
You do.
You want to look up sold comps on these cartridges. You wouldn't believe
You say that one a lot, too. Sold comps.
sold comps. Yeah, you wouldn't believe filter cartridges for fish aquariums. How good the sold comps are for them. Now I know. The PF-Ls are really good.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Why? They could probably buy them from Walmart. Or
But how many people are that
PetSmart?
close to a pet store?
Well,
We
I don't know.
Jinx.
We've got like 3.
Yeah, but I
within
mean,
2 miles.
Okay, I grew up in Herscher. There's no pet store for half an hour.
Did you have an aquarium?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. So we had to always drive. Of course we did.
Wouldn't have expected you to
We
say
had
yeah.
an angelfish named Molly.
Oh.
For years. But so we had to drive, 20, 25 minutes to go to the nearest pet store just to get filter cartridges. So yes, there's people that need those.
I guess there is then.
Yeah. See, we talked about this in one of the earlier episodes about
Supply and demand.
proximity and location. Some people don't have access to this stuff.
Yeah.
So that sold really quick. Oh, and I had this way back from one of my very first flea market trips after I started reselling. There was a New Orleans Saints Drew Brees looked like starting lineup figure. He's in a pose, and it was in a package.
Yeah.
And I had been sitting on that. Believe it or not, that was number 40. And I'm at 450.
You're almost at 500, huh?
Yeah, I'm almost to 500.
Wow. I
Yeah,
think
I'm past 450.
last episode you weren't even at 300.
Yeah. But that was listings versus how many I've actually listed the whole way. My actual listings, I'm at 295.
So you're trying to trick all of us.
No, I'm being honest. That's how many things
So
I've
you're not
listed.
almost at 500.
Well, yeah, I am. And how many listings I've had total.
You're still 200 away.
No, I'm not. But it was like number 40. It was a 2-digit number. So that just goes to show how long I've had that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I started October 1st, so I haven't had it that long. But that sold full price. So I got $33 or something for it. And I think I picked it up for $5 at the flea market.
See?
Yeah, I mean, that was a good one. That was a good one. And I thought it was a rare one, but it was a white jersey, and if he had a black jersey on, it would have been worth more. Now I know. But that's part of the fun of all this is learning.
What'd you get it for? Like a buck or two?
I paid $5, I think, for it.
Oh,
so it was
you made 25.
Oh yeah, I did really good. And then, I had a pair of Burton, which is a brand name Burton snowboarding pants, and they're really cool. If you ever look them up, they have. It's not just black, green, whatever. They actually have like patterns on
that jacket that you had. Wasn't
the
that
jacket was a Burton? Yeah, it was really, really cool, really funky. The guy who bought the jacket said, "Man, that jacket's really dope." That was his message to me. And so I was like, "This is a perfect guy for this jacket." Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these pants were like a gray, white, black, but it had designs and stuff on it, and they were really neat. And I kept getting offers for them, but everybody, not really lowball, but lower than what I'd want to sell it for.
Yeah.
So I just kept declining. And finally, they just sold for asking price plus shipping.
You just gotta find the right person.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think they're going to Minnesota or Michigan. So
that does
fitting.
Those are
right. Pretty fitting.
You mean it's not going to Florida?
No. Smart butt.
Florida or California is not getting those.
So those are some of the things that I sold. I did pretty good.
That was pretty good. You picked up anything lately?
Yeah, well, we went a little bit out of our comfort zone to some thrift stores and stuff. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. And we drove 45 minutes away and then swung back through a couple towns on our way back to Sevierville. And I was trying to add up how many thrift stores and stuff we hit, but I think it was 8 different. Why are you getting ready to laugh?
You just keep saying "and" a lot.
Did I really?
Oh man, I'm gonna have a.
Now you're gonna give me a complex.
I'm gonna have a counter.
Well, before it was the knows.
If you wouldn't have said anything, I wouldn't have said a single thing about it.
You told me. I'm doing really good with the knows, right? I don't do that as often.
Yeah, now it's the "and."
Now it's "and"?
Yep.
Well, it's not.
It's
just
not
pause?
"and." It's "and."
Shut up. Is it really?
When you listen to the episode, you'll hear it.
I think you're full of crap.
You'll hear it.
You're gonna give me you've already given me a complex. Well, if you do more of the talking, I'd catch you on the stuff.
I can't do all the talking because
I'm always talking.
So what'd you pick up? Anything like good?
Let me think. I got a trunk full.
Yeah, anything like really good.
So let me think about some of the things that I picked up. Oh, I did pick up a vintage Operation game. Do you remember the Operation game where you got to try to get the bones and stuff out? My theory, I didn't even look up sold comps on that. My theory is, even if it's not complete, there's got to be people looking for the parts.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
In that game. Because there was once I went to a garage sale, they had the Mousetrap game, which I grew up with. That was one of my favorite games. I passed on it. It was the original Mousetrap game. And I don't know why I didn't buy it, but I didn't. But then I got home and started looking up. Did I say "and" again? Did I say it?
You did, but it was used in a sentence, so it's
now,
okay.
Come on, that's not fair. That's not fair.
I just heard you say it, so I started laughing a little bit.
That's not fair if I'm using it properly.
So how much was this Mousetrap game possibly
that was part of the story. It's part of the story.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, the Mousetrap game, I think he was asking $5. Why I didn't get it, I don't know. But I went home, looked it up, and I thought, people have got to be looking for parts. And they are. I mean, the pieces will sell between $5 and $8 each piece. And you know how many pieces, are in a Mousetrap game?
Oh, wow.
Holy, you'd make $200 on that game if you could sell it all. So that's what got me thinking about Operation. How many people are missing that little bone?
Yeah.
Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So I'd be willing to bet I could make some money. I haven't opened the box yet or anything, but...
Doesn't have any of the pieces in it.
I shook it. It's rattling in there. I don't know. But this Goodwill that I got it from, and I think it was Morristown, they taped the whole box up so you can't open it. Yeah, like packaging tape all the way around. So even if I pull the packaging tape off, it'll probably rip the whole cover of the box and everything.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Probably so nobody would open it and probably spill it all over. Whatever the case may be. But I was happy with... I'm thinking, if there's any parts, I'll sell it. If it's complete, I'll probably play the game and then sell it all together.
Yeah.
But I get up to the counter, and I had quite a few things. It wasn't a ton. It was a Revereware gold mine at this one.
Was it?
I
Did you have a GoPro on?
No, because I still had it full from this late. I need another.
You need
SIM
to get
card.
you
Like 5
I know what
SIM
I'm going to
cards.
get you. No, I'm going to get you an external hard drive.
Okay, and then, so she's doing all the pans, all the Revereware with the copper clad bottoms, $2.50 a piece, and I got I think 5 or 6 pans.
Oh, wow.
The lids were 99 cents. So I went ahead and grabbed
Everything.
all the lids that they have. I mean, you should have heard me.
You sounded like the Tin Man walking out of that
Oh
store.
man, I dropped the dang thing back at the store. Baby, I had like 2 customers pull up, and they're like, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine." They're like, one pulled up, looked at me with a serious look. He goes, "You could keep it down a little." And I looked at him, and he started laughing. I was like, "Oh man, he was gonna get." I was gonna throw that son of a gun like a frisbee and hit him between the eyes, right there. Bing. You know, shut your mouth. They're pans. How do you be quiet with pans? You know, but they didn't have them matched up. They had all the lids just in a tub,
Yeah.
and then the pans are stacked off to the side.
Well, the good thing about those lids, though, you just have to find the right size.
Yep.
You know,
And
it's
if
not
you
a
know what the
specific
knob
lid
looks
to a
like,
specific
which I
one.
do, it's easy to pick out a Revereware knob
Oh yeah.
with that concentric
And,
circle.
and
yeah.
their pan lids. I mean, when you pick up a Revereware lid, it feels so cheap.
It
it
does.
feels
so
like
weird.
it's garbage.
Yes.
It really
Yes.
does. Like you pick it up and it's the thinnest material you could
Which
possibly
blows
use
my
for
mind.
a pan.
Why? But
No, cool. I guess maybe the lid isn't that important. I mean,
I guess
really,
not.
it really isn't. What do
I guess
you
you
use?
boil water with it or simmer,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
I mean, that's about it. So you don't really need it to be heavy duty.
Super
I
heavy,
guess
yeah.
Makes sense why they did it. Save some weight and money.
But it was pretty cool to find that many. And I didn't take a cart with me. So I'm trying to carry all these pans.
You're getting that, aren't you?
And I did drop one. And so I walked back up to the store, got a cart. Well, I went to checkout. I had a few other things. It wasn't anything awesome, but I did get one more that was kind of cool. I never heard of it. And I'll explain that in just a second. But I check out, and I was like, oh, no. The Operation game doesn't have a price on it. And I've heard all these horror stories at Goodwill. If it's not priced, they won't sell it.
Really?
If you watch all the YouTube thrifters, if it's not priced, you got to go find somebody to price it, or they just won't sell it. I'm like, oh man! And I'm looking over that box. She's looking it over, and she sets it to the side. I'm like, I ain't gonna get to buy this. So she rings everything up. I said, am I gonna be able to buy that Operation game? She goes, nah, just throw it in your cart. I'm like, okay. Thanks. Threw it in my cart. It was free. So I'll take it.
Yeah, just go ahead and take it.
She's probably the one that taped it up. There probably is nothing inside of it.
She put in a couple rocks.
She's laughing her ass off as I'm walking out to the car. Ah! Sucker! You bought a box with some tape on it. Has a couple rocks on the inside, so it sounds like there's something in there.
like it.
But so that was a pretty cool. But the other find at that same one, it's like this big magnet, okay, with a handle that sticks up, and it's got a button that turns on and off, and it's got a cord that you can plug it in, and that's all it is. And I'm like, what the heck? So I turn it on the side. The brand name's Realistic, which is electronics. It is a video/audio eraser.
Yeah. Okay.
Have you seen those or heard of those?
I've never seen one, but when you started talking about magnet, and then you said electronics, instantly I was like, well, I don't know if it's used for good or not, but I mean, you could use that to erase probably cards, because I know a lot of your magnetic strips in your cards can get erased with a magnet. Phones used to be able to take a magnet to the back of them and to just strip everything. Calculators are the same way. And believe it or not, the magnet, it's got an on-off button. It can also save information. It's weird. If you have a calculator and you have a magnet at your house, stick one side of the magnet to the calculator, like type in a number, stick it to the calculator, it'll erase that number. Pull it off, stick it back to the calculator, that number will come back up.
No.
We did it in school once.
No.
Yep. I didn't believe it.
Guys, don't do a TI-84 Plus with this trick. Do a cheapo
Yes.
calculator to
I
make
don't know if new calculators do it or not. I mean, this was back in probably 6th grade for me, so
Wow.
I don't know.
I've never heard of that.
Yes, it actually holds and stores some information. It also erases it. I don't know how. I don't know why, but that's just how it works. I
Wow.
guess.
We need Bill Nye,
The science guy.
the science guy. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. So I
That is
price
cool.
comped it. I think it sold for $2.99. I was like, I don't think I can go wrong with it.
No.
And I plugged it in and it powered up and you could hear it humming.
Did you try sticking it to anything?
No, because I was like, I don't know what this thing does. You know, is it going to explode?
It's like
suck my heart out of my body or what?
It's the world's strongest magnet, and you just can't get whatever it is off.
My luck, my finger would be under it or something. And so I price comped it when I got home, and heck yeah, I mean those things. I think they were selling for $20, $30, and I paid $3 for it. I was like, score! So I listed that last night.
I wonder if that's something people actually still use, or if that's something that they just
with that.
Have.
Do you know anything about it? Like if you had a cassette tape, do you just set it on top of the cassette tape and plug it in, turn it on, and it erases the?
I don't know if it works. You sure it works for cassettes?
Well, it said audio. How would you erase audio?
But I think it may be for like CDs, flash drives.
You think? Well, okay, video. What would it be for? Same thing? I was thinking VHS tapes.
I don't think it would work for VHS tapes and stuff. Because are those a magnetic strip? I bet it is. I bet it is. Huh.
Interesting, right?
It is. Very interesting.
So I need to play with that thing a little bit. Just start erasing stuff. Just make sure it's junk.
Yeah.
You know, not my sealed Elvis tape.
Lord.
You know, it just... But yeah, I thought that was an interesting.
I've never even heard of that thing. That's really cool.
Well, I thought that was I thought that was neat. Yeah. And believe it or not, I had Madison with me, and she found some Beanie Babies.
Oh, really?
Of course, everybody knows Beanie Babies. It's saturated. I totally agree. But apparently, did you know they have some error Beanie Babies?
No.
I didn't know either.
Were these error Beanie Babies?
Yes.
What? What are the freaking odds of you guys finding error Beanie?
And it was in one of the most rundown thrift stores I've ever seen. We went in, no lights are on, and it's colder than snot because it was really cold. They had a couple floor heaters. That's what they heated this entire space with. No lights on.
What?
Yeah. It was like the spookiest, creepiest thrift store I've ever been in. Yeah, and you just it was kind of if you ever watched the show Hoarding or Hoarders, you know how you have that path that you just got to follow. Pretty much what it is. But she found on this rack some Beanie Babies, and she just looking through them while I'm looking through the electronics. And the lady screams from the front to the back, "Beanie Babies are only $1 a piece." We're like, okay, so Maddie starts going through them. Well, she's finding these Beanie Babies. You know how they have that little heart tag clipped to their ear or whatever the case. They had this plastic protector over that tag, and I've never seen them have a plastic protector in the shape of that tag, and it closes around it. Like, this is it. So she starts looking them up. She comes over to me. She's like, "Dad, I think we should buy this." I said, "Well, they're $1. I'll take the risk. Whatever. It's $1." I always enjoy doing the new things, trying to learn something new. And she's like, "I think it's an error Beanie Baby." I said, "What are you talking about, an error Beanie Baby?" Apparently, there's some Beanie Babies that the tag that's sewed into the Beanie Baby will have a date on it, say 1998. And then the tag that's hanging from their ear that they clip on will have the birth date as 1999. They didn't match them up. And then there's always a poem, a little poem on the inside. If you open up that heart tag, there's writing in there. And some things are double spaced. There'll be an exclamation point that they put an extra space in and put the exclamation point. That's an error. And there's weird things. Yeah. We started doing, and believe it or not, we found 3 Beanie Babies that had that plastic protector on it. 2 of which were error Beanie Babies in the same store on the same rack.
How hard are those to find on eBay? I mean, are they?
I don't. Well, we did sold comps. I said it again, sold comps, and it's one of those. You know your Pokemon cookie?
Yeah.
Very similar. There's some of these rare Beanie Babies that sold for $1,200, $2,200.
Oh.
$800, $600, $300,
nothing.
$5, $11. I'm like, I don't know.
I'll list it for $100 and see what happens.
I
guess.
I mean, I didn't know there was an error Beanie Baby.
Me either. I didn't know that was a thing. I guess it's probably a larger thing than what we thought.
Yeah.
I bet that's obviously those are the more rare ones, is the ones that people can't find.
Yeah.
So
one of them's an ostrich. So look at your ostriches. I can't remember what the other one was. One was this ostrich looking thing.
What? It's a plastic tag on their ear, right?
Well, like a cardboard.
What if someone just replaced that tag with something else?
But I mean, I think you would know. You would tell if they had to remove it off that little plastic doohickey that gets clipped onto their ears or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those little plastic pieces. It gets punched through a hole.
But you can buy a gun that just goes through it.
Right, but I mean,
redoes
it matches the character of the Beanie Baby.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
That's weird.
it is weird.
I assumed when you said like an error, I was like, oh, it has
3 eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's when she came to me. I'm like, what? Is it missing a tail?
Yeah.
Or something
An
weird.
arm is off.
Right.
The stitching is off. Something along.
No, it had something to do with the tag on the actual Beanie Baby, and then that loose heart-shaped tag that goes along with it. Yeah, interesting, right?
Would never have Now you're gonna look at every Beanie Baby.
I won't look at every because the market's so saturated with those darn things.
Well, I know, but you're gonna look at every Beanie Baby to see if it has an error.
Yeah, that's a shameful thing. I will try to sell these first and see what I get for them. Then that'll tell me whether or not I'm going through more Beanie Babies or not. Them things. There's some people out there that think their stuff's worth $1 million, and apparently I don't know. With those sold prices being all over the place, I have no clue.
So that's weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I would not pay that much for a stuffed animal.
I mean,
That's
I
for
will
sure.
For $1 for something that could be an error. I will test the waters with.
Oh,
this
I mean,
one
yeah.
for
The worst
sure,
that happens
just
is you lose
to see.
$1.
I wouldn't buy somebody's collection.
No,
They want like, oh, $800. I'll give you all my Beanie Babies. You can have them things. They're like dog toys, in my eyes. I don't. Some people still like them, which is great. Fine. If you want to collect them, collect them. I don't care. They collect dust, is what they do.
Yeah.
But I thought I would share that. So if you all are listening and you have Beanie Babies, you might want to do some research on a few of them. I don't know. Check the ostrich out. I cannot remember which one she found that had the air on it. But I remember it was a 98 and a birth date of 99, I think. So the two tags didn't match in date.
How did she know to look for that?
I don't know. I don't know. She surprises me sometimes.
Of all
with this
people,
stuff.
I would not have expected her
well,
to
Madison
know.
and animals. So who knows?
Yeah, but I would have Macy. I assumed would have been like, oh yeah, that's an error.
Yeah, but
Not Maddie.
Funny thing, I'll go to another quick story. Well, I think it was our final thrift store of the day. We were going to go to this one and then head home.
Okay.
And I was looking through their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this is a bolo or not. But it was a pair of women's, look kind of sort of vintage running shoes. I don't think they're vintage, but their style is kind of that look.
Mm-hmm.
And they were called Diesel. 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 That's the brand name. I had never in a million years heard a pair of shoes named Diesel, especially women's running shoes.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm like, that's interesting. So I sat there and one of the hardest things to do as a reseller is do sold comps in a store because you never seem to have signal.
Ever.
It's like the hardest thing to do. And it's
so frustrating.
Words of wisdom is just load your cart up with anything that your gut tells you might be good and then go find a corner that has some signal, then look things up.
Yeah.
It is so difficult to do. And if we can come up with a good way of doing that, then we're going to be millionaires.
Some antenna that plugs in.
Yeah. What are you doing? Well, that guy's got a little orange flag waving from it. He's a reseller.
You've got the whole family out there holding it up, stacked on top of each other.
Everybody's grabbing a coat hanger, right? And so I threw these Diesel shoes in my cart because I was like, I have never seen a pair of Diesel.
Yeah.
So I looked up the sold comps. I'm telling you, they're pretty good. Holy crap. They're big money shoes. A year.
You have me interested. How much?
Yeah. Well, I picked up this pair I'm trying to remember what I got them for. It was $4 or $5 from this thrift store. Mm-hmm. And in the condition that they're in, I can get $35 for them. The new ones, I've seen them $70, $80, $90. And they're not. If I showed them to you, you're like, oh, that's a pair of Walmart shoes.
Oh, really?
That's the style. It's not generic like Walmart, but very, very vintage. I don't know if you remember Saucony or anything like that. Well, it doesn't look like Nike, Reebok, or anything like that. It's just got some geometric lines in it with a different color shading to it. Mine are like a reddish, pinkish color. Very just normal vintage look. But nothing spectacular about it. But I'll be dipped if you couldn't get. If mine are in better shape, I'd get $50 for them things. I've never heard of Diesel shoes.
Me either.
So if you guys get bored, look them up. I'm telling you.
Diesel shoes.
Diesel. Yeah, and they were women's like running shoes. Diesel. So probably the first thing we'll do when this podcast is over is look up Diesel shoes, right?
What an odd
For a pair of running
name
shoes.
of
I can see
running
work
shoes.
boots called Diesel. You
Yeah.
know, just kind of
Yeah. Well, it's just a weird name.
hardcore. Yeah.
Huh.
Diesel. That was it. Diesel. Yeah. Interesting, right? The things you find sometimes.
Diesel.
Yeah. Diesel.
That's going to be the name of the episode.
Yeah.
Diesel.
Diesel. Diesel fitter. Sorry.
That's
We're going to end on that one. That was funny, wasn't
That
it?
was a good one.
Diesel fitter. Well, I hope diesel fitter. Then they'll sell.
Everyone else is like,
Okay. Dad jokes. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening. Make sure you check out Severe Thrifters on Spotify. Is where we're at right here, right? Maybe is it iHeartRadio? iHeartRadio.
Spreaker. There's probably a bunch of
Spreaker.
different ones.
And I know you're probably sick of hearing us say it, but I just want you guys to know that there's other avenues that you can listen. Right? Amazon, it's on.
We also post it on YouTube now.
And on YouTube, yes. You can go to YouTube, Severe Thrifters on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Again, SEVIER is the severe part of it. Thrifters, like it sounds. You have my eBay store on severe_thrifters.
Mm-hmm.
We have Instagram, Severe Thrifters, severe_thrifters.
Yep.
YouTube, big ones, YouTube. We need and honestly,
That's the one you always forget.
I always seem to forget it. I think I'm at 22 subscribers on YouTube, which isn't. I've hit a standstill. Our videos are not clicking right now, so we need to get another good one in there. And maybe it's timing of when we're putting them out there.
It could be.
It's the algorithm. It's it's just got to get that reach of people. But we really do appreciate the amount of listeners that we're getting on this podcast because Devin and I think have a lot of fun with this. I'm a talker.
Oh yeah.
And we just like shooting the crap and just talking reselling and stories and
That's a good. I like the podcast. This is my favorite part of it.
Yeah, I enjoy them too. I mean, if this were to take off and we had to do more podcasts and videos, I'd be fine with it.
Oh yeah, I'd be fine with doing a podcast today.
And we're gonna try to get some guests on here as well. I think that would be fun. I did shoot a message to Osborne to Thrift. He said he's interested. I just have to,
Cool.
So we'll have to get with him.
Set up a Zoom call or something.
Yeah, or something. We'll figure that out. But hopefully we'll keep this going. Hopefully you guys will continue to listen to us. So thank you very much. I'm John.
I'm Devin.
And we're the Severe Thrifters.